There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all of time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium, and it will be lost. The world will not have it. Martha Graham. This profound truth, whispered across generations by one of the most revolutionary artists to ever grace the stage, speaks to a primal fear within us, the fear of the unlived life, the unspoken truth, the unattempted dream. It's a fear that often manifests not as outright failure, but as quiet surrender. A slow fading of the flame because we convince ourselves we're not ready, not strong enough, not enough. We wait for the perfect alignment of stars, the surge of boundless energy, the mythical moment when all doubt dissolves, and we are, finally, fresh. But what if that moment never arrives? What if the vitality Graham spoke of isn't some external gift bestowed only upon the rested, but an inherent force that demands expression? Even when we are weary, even when the world feels heavy, even when every fiber of our being screams for repose. This isn't about pushing past the point of breakdown. It's about understanding that true progress often begins not when we are at our peak, but precisely when we feel we have nothing left. It's about recognizing that the journey itself, with all its bumps and bruises, its exhaustive climbs and disheartening descents, is the very crucible in which our purpose is forged. The belief that we must be operating at 100% capacity to even begin is a seductive lie, a subtle sabotage that keeps us tethered to the shore while our dreams drift further out to sea. Consider the architects of empires, the visionaries who reshaped the world, the artists who painted their souls onto canvas, the innovators who defied the impossible. Do we truly believe that Thomas Edison, toiling through thousands of failed experiments in the dim glow of his lab, was always bursting with vibrant energy? Do we imagine that Abraham Lincoln, bearing the weight of a fractured nation, a civil war tearing at its seams, always woke refreshed and invigorated, ready to lead? No, they pressed on, not because they were perpetually fueled by an endless wellspring of energy, but because their vision, their purpose, their unwavering belief in what could be, transcended the temporary state of their physical or emotional exhaustion. They understood that the fire within could burn even when the external conditions were less than ideal. They understood that the deepest well of resilience is often tapped not when we feel strong, but when we feel weak, when we are tired, when the world demands more than we feel we have to give. This is where true transformation begins, in the defiant act of putting one foot in front of the other, even when every muscle aches, every thought clouds, and every whisper of doubt attempts to derail us. It is in this sustained, sometimes agonizing, effort that we discover an inner reservoir of strength we never knew existed. It is here, in the trenches of our weariness, that our true character is revealed, our willpower solidified, and our purpose illuminated with an unwavering clarity. The illusion of needing to be ready or fully charged before embarking on a significant path is a modern plague, a subtle form of procrastination masquerading as prudence. We curate our highlight reels. We witness polished, triumphant outcomes of others, and we mistakenly assume their journeys were paved with effortless grace and perpetual vigor. We forget the sleepless nights, the relentless self-doubt, the countless moments they, too, felt profoundly, utterly tired. But they did it anyway. They acted, not from a place of boundless energy, but from a profound conviction that their purpose demanded it. Think of Carnegie building his steel empire, not from a position of inherited power, but through relentless drive, often working grueling hours, facing insurmountable obstacles, and experiencing setbacks that would have crushed lesser individuals. Do you imagine he woke up every single day feeling perfectly rested and creatively inspired? Or consider Walt Disney, who faced bankruptcy multiple times, whose initial animated features were met with skepticism and financial peril. Did he throw up his hands and declare himself too tired to innovate? Too weary to continue dreaming? No, he pushed through the exhaustion, the criticism, the financial strain, fueled by an almost obsessive belief in his vision. The truth is, the most impactful work, the most profound transformations, often emerge from a place of deep commitment rather than boundless energy. It's the commitment that creates the energy, not the other way around. It's the clarity of your vision, the undeniable pull of your purpose, that compels you forward even when your body is screaming for rest and your mind is clouded with fatigue. This isn't about ignoring the signals of genuine burnout. It's about distinguishing between temporary weariness and the insidious voice of resistance that tells you to wait for a more convenient, more comfortable time. That time, I assure you, rarely arrives. The universe doesn't send out engraved invitations to moments of peak energy. Instead, it offers opportunities wrapped in challenges, disguised as discomfort, and often requiring effort when you least feel capable of providing it. This is the moment to choose. This is the moment to remember that discipline is not the act of doing something when you feel like it, but the unwavering commitment to doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. It's the silent, determined act of showing up for yourself, for your vision, even when you're dragging, even when the spark seems dim. Because every single step, no matter how small or how tired, builds momentum. Every single effort, however strained, strengthens your resolve. Every single moment of pushing through the discomfort engraves a deeper pathway in your mind, telling you that you are capable, that you are resilient, that your spirit is stronger than your temporary state of exhaustion. The landscape of personal growth is littered with the ghosts of someday and when I have more energy. We postpone our true calling, our creative expressions, our physical well-being, our entrepreneurial ventures, because we're waiting for an optimal state that may never materialize. This constant deferral isn't just about lost opportunities, it's about a gradual erosion of self-trust, a quiet resignation that tells our subconscious we aren't truly committed. And that, in itself, is a far greater drain on our energy than any physical exertion. When we consistently choose comfort over commitment, when we prioritize temporary ease over long-term fulfillment, we chip away at our own belief in our capacity for greatness. Conversely, when we make the audacious decision to act, and even when we're tired, even when the path ahead is shrouded in uncertainty, we send a powerful message to ourselves: I am worthy of this pursuit, and I will see it through. This isn't about brute force, it's about intelligent persistence. It's about recognizing that clarity often emerges not from passive contemplation, but from active engagement. You don't gain clarity by waiting for the fog to lift. You gain clarity by stepping into the fog, by taking action, by experimenting, by observing the results, and by adjusting your course. Vision isn't a static blueprint handed down from above. It's a dynamic, evolving understanding that sharpens with every decision, every effort, every small victory earned in the face of fatigue. Think of Henry Ford, tirelessly experimenting, failing countless times, enduring ridicule and skepticism, all while working long hours in pursuit of a revolutionary idea. Do you imagine he had perfect clarity from day one? Or that his energy never flagged? No, his vision solidified through the relentless work, through the exhaustion, through the trials and errors. His purpose became sharper as he navigated the challenges. Not before. The act of doing it tired is an act of profound self-respect. It's an affirmation that your dreams are not negotiable, that your potential is not conditional on your current energy levels, and that your commitment to yourself runs deeper than any passing weariness. It's about understanding that gratitude isn't just for the easy wins, but for the hard-won battles, for the resilience discovered in moments of exhaustion, for the growth that comes from pushing through. Be grateful for the journey, for the lessons learned, and especially for the strength you unearth when you thought you had none left. This shift in perspective transforms exhaustion from an insurmountable barrier into a temporary state, a challenge to be met, a crucible for growth. It cultivates an adaptability that allows you to pivot, to adjust, to find new ways forward, rather than succumbing to the inertia of perceived limitations. The true test of our character, the real measure of our resolve, is not found in moments of effortless success, but in the quiet, often unglamorous, moments when we choose to persist despite our weariness. It's in the late-night work session when every cell in your body craves sleep, but your purpose demands another hour. It's in the early morning run when your muscles ache and the bed feels like a magnetic pull, but your commitment to health pulls you out the door. It's in the countless small decisions to show up, to engage, to contribute, even when your internal battery feels depleted. This isn't about martyrdom, it's about mastery. It's about understanding that true resilience isn't the absence of fatigue, but the ability to function effectively in its presence. It's about developing the mental fortitude to override the temporary discomfort of exhaustion with the enduring power of your intention. Consider the profound wisdom embedded in the lives of those who achieved extraordinary things. They weren't magically immune to fatigue. They simply refused to let it dictate their trajectory. They recognized that the path to mastery is rarely a sprint, it's a marathon. And sometimes, a marathon where you have to run on fumes. The learning never stops. And often, the most profound insights come not from relaxed contemplation, but from the grinding effort of pushing boundaries. When you do it tired, you're not just accomplishing a task. You're actively rewiring your brain, forging new neural pathways that reinforce your capacity for discipline and sustained effort. You're teaching yourself that you are stronger, more capable, and more determined than you previously believed. This is the essence of true empowerment, not being given power, but recognizing and actively cultivating the immense power that already resides within you. This is the difference between those who dream and those who do. The dreamers wait for ideal conditions. The doers, even when tired, simply begin. They understand that the act of beginning, however imperfect, however fatigued, is the most powerful catalyst for change. It's the spark that ignites momentum, the first step that clears the path, the unwavering commitment that eventually attracts the resources and opportunities needed to manifest their vision. This constant act of showing up, even when weary, cultivates an unwavering self-belief. It instills a deep, quiet confidence that transcends fleeting moods or energy levels. It teaches you, in the most visceral way possible, that you are capable of navigating discomfort, of overcoming internal resistance, and of achieving your goals not despite being tired, but often because you pushed through it. So, if you are tired, then do it tired. If your body aches, but your spirit yearns, listen to the yearning. If your mind fogs, but your purpose shines, follow the light of your purpose. This isn't a call to self-destruction, but a powerful invitation to reclaim your inherent power, to redefine your relationship with effort, and to finally liberate yourself from the insidious notion that you must be perfectly rested to be perfectly productive. The world does not wait for our optimal conditions to present its challenges or its opportunities. Life unfolds in its own rhythm, and our ability to adapt, to pivot, to continue moving forward in the face of less than ideal circumstances is the very hallmark of resilience. It is in these moments of perceived weakness that our greatest strengths are often revealed. It is in the act of pushing through fatigue that we discover the true depth of our willpower, the unwavering intensity of our commitment, and the boundless potential that resides within us, waiting to be unleashed. This is not about forcing yourself into a state of perpetual exhaustion. It is about recognizing that occasional weariness is an inevitable part of any meaningful journey, and choosing to proceed anyway. It is about understanding that the vitality Martha Graham spoke of isn't a fragile bloom that wilts at the first sign of fatigue, but a robust, unyielding life force that thrives on expression, even when that expression demands effort from a tired soul. Embrace the truth that your dreams are worth the effort, that your purpose is a beacon guiding you through any storm, and that your capacity for greatness is not diminished by temporary weariness. Your journey is unique, your expression singular, and the world awaits the unfolding of your true potential. So rise, even if you're tired. Begin, even if you're exhausted. Because the most profound transformations, the most awe-inspiring achievements, and the most deeply fulfilling lives are often built not on boundless energy, but on the courageous, unwavering decision to simply keep going, one tired step at a time, until the vision becomes reality. The only true failure is the one that never begins, the dream that remains trapped within because we waited for an easier path. Forge ahead with all your beautiful human fatigue, and watch as the world bends to meet your unwavering will. The time is now. You are ready enough. Do it